Peace, soul tribe. Yours truly, Ivory. Ivory Soul's Journey. Right back here with you. 722. A time that I will always remember for the rest of my life. So 722 has become a personal, universal number. And it's a mastery number because 722 breaks down to 11. And for those that know that the universal language is numbers, so I can contest with those numbers and I can accept them, no problem. All right, welcome back. We'll give y'all a couple minutes to come in here. This is for all signs, ancestors' message, and purpose. What do you need to be focused on? So, of course, we're going to have always, we got Pops in here with us, representing the ancestors, represent my ancestors. So, y'all know who y'all ancestors are. So, Pop's going to always be right here. What are they saying? What are your ancestors saying to you? A lot of people probably want to know, well, how do I know when my ancestors are speaking to me? Well, when you talk to them, they'll talk back intuitively. And if you ain't scared, they'll show up. So how do you know when your ancestors are talking to you? When you are talking to them. If you don't talk to them, they may not say nothing to you. Simple. If your religion and your belief system restricts you from talking to people that you already know, that's on you. Can't nobody help you in that situation, right? What do you need to focus on? What do our ancestors want us to focus on? What, meaning that your purpose, what should you be doing? So we're going to go through each zodiac sign individually, and we're going to go from there. Hey, Kiki. Hey, Andrea, Mary, what's up, y'all? Y'all doing all right? So this is all sign. Welcome back. Soul Tribe. How everybody doing? At 7:22, 3 weeks ago, and one day at 7:22 p.m., I witnessed with these eyes one of the most sacred and beautiful times of my life, and that was with watching my pops get his wings, as they say. And that alone was worth being there. And I remember telling the doctor, he's got a beautiful doctor from Africa, but I remember telling the doctor, and I remember telling the head nurse when he got there that Wednesday, and I made mention to the doctor because me and the doctor we're friends now. We have each other's phone numbers. He said Pops was a very special patient. And in all the years of him practicing medicine, he has never seen someone that came into the hospital on March the 20th of this year and in a condition that basically it was natural causes. However, his complications were some of his organs that had begun to fail on him. And last year in right after his birthday, I remember having a dream, and I shared it with one person. I take it back, maybe two, my uncle and my soul tribe brother. And I shared it with them. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take this was last summer, serious. And when you're in tune with the universe, and when you're in tune with source or spirit or God, or whatever you adhere to, and you are in tune with your ancestors and your spirit guides, you know who they are. You call them out by name. When you talk to them, you communicate with them. They give you assignments. help you along your soul's journey. And I remember telling my uncle, I said, you know what? I says, I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm just going to take this here whole next year off. This was the day after his birthday, August the 19th. And I says, you know what? I'm going to take this here next year off. And I'm going to make sure that Pops get the best care, love, and treatment he possibly can get. I'm not going to work. I tried working once. I think I did it for a little, very short period. And so I said, you know what? And it was only because it was personally something that I wanted to do. I was always okay, and I'm always going to be okay. I don't chase money. Money comes to me, as they say, as I say. So I dedicated that last year. And on that 19th, when I was talking to my uncle, I had that dream that night. And the dream, it wasn't something that I was familiar with in this lifetime. So I knew it had to be a past life message, dream message, right? And so honestly, Pops was looking totally different than he was looking when I wake up and see him. Long story short, that was a tragedy in a dream. And he had got sick. So he woke up. He left from, I'm not going to give this specific location, but he left from this location and he was the same. But then one day in the dream, I woke up and got out of bed and he was calling me, and I came in there. He was calling me, but he was not responsive in the dream. So when I woke up, I knew that there was a possibility that by his next solar return or birthday, that he would transition. So I said, you know what? Let me just make sure he's straight in his mind, in his heart, and in his soul. If I can help him in those three areas for the next year, I'll be fine. So we had to cut off traveling. We traveled once since his birthday last year. But prior to that, oh my goodness, we was gone all the time. So when it comes down to ancestors, I began to teach my dad, because a lot of times we think ancestors are just people that are died and gone. No, that's not an ancestor. An ancestor to me is someone that becomes your spirit guide, meaning that you are always, because number one, for those that know, you choose your parents, meaning that you choose the portal in which you're going to allow your soul to journey into this third dimension. You choose that destiny. Your parents didn't pick you. You chose your parents. Never forget that, all right? So as I began to just explain different things to Pops, and he would always say, man, I'm ready. Because he used to have this saying that he would say things like, I'm ready if I don't get to go, right? So I says, Pop, you know, man, you ain't getting younger, man. And so I would have to talk to him in a way that he would understand me. I says, you know, good Lord gonna come and get you one day, but I'm talking about his ancestors and his guides. They were going to meet him. In my interpretation, but talking to him, I had to speak to him in a way that he would understand. I said, so man, you ready to meet your maker? He said, I'm ready if I don't get to go. I said, well, when it's time for you to meet your maker, you go. I'm gonna go. Everybody gonna go. He said, you got a point there. So we will have these conversations about life, about the afterlife, and about purpose. And he will always say one of his favorite biblical scriptures, if my people who call by my name will just humble themselves and pray, he says, I hear from heaven and I heal their land. That was one of his favorite scriptures to quote. Now, I have to tell people as a teacher, a lot of the things that is said in a lot of these books comes from your ancestors. These are ancient sayings. These are ancient words of wisdom and proverbs, right? So long story short, when he went into the hospital this year, the dream was a recall. So I was prepared, right? He wasn't nervous. I wasn't nervous. He was concerned about me and I'm concerned about him. I'm not worried about me. He ain't worried about him, right? It was that type of energy. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thanks for joining me as I share these here memories, of my ancestor and God, Pop Sly, right? So what messages do our ancestors have for us? What is our purpose and what should we be focusing our attention on? That's very important, honestly. So the video, as normal, is for information, clarification, and confirmation only. It may not resonate with nobody because it's my story, right? So just take what resonates, what you can apply to yourself, what you can apply to a situation that you may have to go through one day like this, and then just ignore everything else. Always follow your intuition and listen to your guides and your ancestors when making life-changing decisions, always. For those that want or may be interested in a personal energy reading, just email me. Thanks to all that have gotten their readings and those that are scheduled to get theirs. Because trust me, the enshrinement that I'm planning for my pops, I'm going to share with the tribe because, y'all were the last group of people that he was interacting with on a regular basis. I'm serious. Y'all were the last. It wasn't family. It wasn't a lot of friends, but it was the soul tribe. Anytime I said soul tribe, he know who I was talking about. It got to the point that man, you talked to the soul tribe lately? I said, I'll probably be doing a video later on, Dad. And he would say things like, all right, then I'm going to be ready. And that was the only time when I was live. Most times that's when he would come out of his room, his bedroom, out of his lazy boy chair from watching his Western. And he would come in there. He had his own chair, his favorite chair, and he would sit in his favorite chair and he would just listen to me while I'm live. He did it when I was on Facebook. Now he's doing it while I'm on YouTube, and he's still doing it. So thanks everybody for stopping by. So if you're interested in a personal energy reading, everything is pretty much going to, I got this idea in my mind about his enshrinement in the house. And then I have this idea in my mind about the enshrinement on the land that me and he talked about over these past 3 years. So the outside enshrinement and then the in-house enshrinement, that's pretty much. So I have a goal in mind. I'm a classy type person, just like he was. So I want to make sure I do things, with class. So once I hit that goal, then I'm good, and then that ultimate goal, of course, to enshrine him on the land, because when we was talking about his funeral arrangements, and I told him it's about $8,000 to $10,000, man, to put you in the ground, in the dirt. He said, $8,000 to $10,000, man, you need to, y'all young folks, I don't know what's wrong with y'all young folks. He said, man, look, we buried. When somebody passed, the preacher would come over and say what he had to say, and they would take that body and they would build a coffin and take it and go outside in the backyard, dig the grave, dig the hole, if you will, and put you in the dirt. He said, so since I ain't got no land for me to be put in the dirt, he says, man, look, Don't you spend no $10,000 just to put me in some dirt. He said, I ain't gonna be there. So he was always comical with all of his thoughts. He was always prepared to, to make this transition. So he did so peacefully, right? And not only that, he did so in no pain. And on his death certificate, it says natural causes. So that's the beauty of that. Because the one thing I made sure, don't y'all put on there no COVID and get them little $30,000. I made sure. No. Natural causes had nothing to do with COVID. But he had complications though with his kidneys, his colon, and complications with his kidneys, his colon, his prostate, and his stomach, his intestines. So that's what it was. So for those that may be wondering what happened, I'm telling you, natural causes. He was just an old man in the body that started to deteriorate, and he had pneumonia. So those were the reasons. All right. So you want to put something in the bucket, everything goes towards. I have not forgotten. Trust me. It's I'm just waiting on it to get back into the mailbox, so to speak. But I will have his Pop Sly t-shirts, of course. He's got a couple of t-shirts that's over by his Ancestor altar. So so he'll get his meal, his favorite meals. He'll still get those on a regular basis, and we'll still sit down. So if you're spiritual, you understand what I'm talking about. If you're not, you need to get there because it's a beautiful thing. Don't forget, y'all, hit the like button. We at 23 and 11, okay? So just put something in Pop's bucket. That was his idea. So the Cash App and PayPal, his information is there, right? All right, let's go get head started. Let's go get head. It's time to go down. It's time to go down. It's time to get down. It's time to go down. It's time to go down. Yep, it's time to go down. All sides. Y'all ready? All right. So we're going to start out with ancestral messages for each zodiac sign. All right. So it doesn't really matter what your zodiac sign is, but we're going to start out with the zodiac sign. We're going to start out with, your messages from your ancestors. Okay. Appreciate everybody stopping by. All right. And for those that may have, I'm only doing it this weekend only, but if you got a personal question, you would, just like if you ask me a question, ask Pop the question this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Ask Pop the question. And we're gonna get an answer from Pop. Spirit, ancestors, God, shield and protect me as I channel this energy for my soul tribe on behalf of my elder God and ancestor Pop Sly Sylvester Boy. Show me what I need to see. Return all negative energy, ancestors. Place of origin. Shield and protect me. Right? And I return this negative energy 100-fold. Time the negative energy being sent towards me, Pops. Soul Tribe, Pops. Anybody that views this video. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, guys. Thank you, ancestors. All right. So the bottom of the deck is going to be for everybody. Okay. The bottom of the deck is going to be for everybody. And the top of the deck, we're going to go in order from Aries all the way around. Oh, I'm sorry. Got to get your soul's journey message. Got to get your soul's journey message. Spirit, Pops, guides, ancestors, universe. Soul journey's message do we have for the soul tribe? One more. Damn. Grief. All right. Somebody out there grieving? I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. You know, the old saying goes, you never know what you lost until you lose it. So somebody's grieving over somebody that is no longer available to them, whatever that might mean. All right. One on the flip, and then we'll get one on the bottom. The bottom card to be our overall soul's journey message, okay? On the flip, adversity. Now, this came out, I think, for Libra in the video earlier. Was it Libra? Yeah, I think it may have been Libra. Adversity, challenges. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So somebody is learning something, or somebody has learned something. Could have some challenges that they're dealing with currently. This could be the reason why they're grieving or in grief. All right. Bottom of the deck, fear. This is good. This energy here, it says, I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Somebody had fear of commitment. Soul tribe. Somebody could have had a problem with expressing to y'all how they felt about y'all. So this is the overall soul's journey's message energy. Fear. Fake evidence appearing to be real. Anyway, so somebody had a fear. They had to overcome something, or they had, I don't know if they had insecurities or whatever the case is, but they did not know how to express love. That was their greatest challenge. This is somebody's challenge. Now they're grieving over the loss of someone, whether it be physical or whether it just be a relationship or somebody that somebody cared about that's no longer available to them. Soul tribe. The outcome of all choices in life is determined by two emotions, fear and love. How many of y'all ever heard this saying, perfect love casts out all fear? When you are embodying the most positive energy on the planet, love, you will not embody that energy of fear because you just love yourself. You trust, you love your journey. You love doing things without any fear of repercussions. Your soul is made of the energy of love. So if you ever wonder what your soul is made out of, it's made out of love. And fear is the earthly manifestation of a challenge. To embrace and wallow in fear is to go against your very being. Fear in its many guises is the obstacle that your soul uses to test its tenacity to stay on track. For a soul, human life can be very difficult, but acknowledging that your soul's true nature is love will always help you on your path. When fear rears its ugly head, it is really an opportunity for you to stare it in the eye and turn that doubt into trust. View it as a teacher. What lesson are you learning from these fearful emotions? The more you use the energy of love to diffuse fearful situations, the less often they will present themselves. So somebody needs to learn how to use love over fear of loving. That's their challenge. That's their adversity. All right. Now, hold on. Let me turn this here. Now we'll get started. All 12 signs. Ancestor messages. Pops in the building. I've already pre-shuffled the deck. I'm going to give you one more shuffle. A couple of more shuffles, rather. All right. Aries. Ancestors messages. Mirror Guardian. Take time and reflect. Mirror Guardian. Aries. Take time to reflect. I pick up on this hermit energy with that card. You could be mirroring something with an ancestor, or there's an ancestor that's trying to show you something. And you need to take time out and reflect on whatever it is that's going on in your life, especially if it's something that's a challenge or has presented itself as a fear or something that you need to be afraid of. So it's almost like your mirror guardian is trying to show you something. Don't think things are evil when you go and you look in the mirror and you talk to yourself, or you talk to your guides, or you talk to your ancestors. Mirror, mirror on the wall. I ain't talking about none of that Western civilization Hollywood bullshit, but there have been mirrors in and around our ancestors since the ancients. Talk to yourself and talk to your ancestors sometimes while you're standing in the mirror, Aries. Taurus, high priest, intend to create. Listen. All right, Taurus, you need to follow your intuition. And not only that, you need to follow the voice of your ancestors, your messengers. You see the bird? It represents a messenger. So some of y'all may find a feather. That feather, the energy from that feather is going to be able to help you. But follow your intuition is the most important thing that I'm getting out of this here. There could be some secrets or something hidden that you may not know about. Well, I ain't going to say you not know about, because the high priestess always know, or the high priest. This could be something about a mystery, trust yourself, esoteric, whatever the case is, but you need to listen to your inner voice and your intuition, because that's where your ancestors are speaking to you about something right now. All right? It's time for you to create something. Moon. Gemini, you got moon. Message from your ancestor dealing with the moon. Take note of intuitive messages. It's almost like saying the same thing similar, because usually when something is in the moon energy, it's something that's hidden. But with the high priestess, there's almost like saying you might know what it is, but you just need to pay attention. And if you pay attention, it's going to reveal itself to you. It's basically what it's saying. It's almost like take inner notes, because there are intuitive messages being sent out by your ancestors and your guides. 3418. How about if we hit that like button, get the likes up, right? Cancer, fire guardian, ignite your passion. Okay, Cancer, that could be a new start coming for you soon. And this new start, some of y'all don't see it coming. But if you pay attention to what your ancestors are saying, even when you're standing in front of the mirror in the morning time, washing your face and brushing your teeth, speak positive things as you look at yourself in the mirror. And you'll find that things that you may not know about, they'll begin to become more vivid to you intuitively. And that's how you're going to know how to kind of like take note of things, okay? Leo, messages from the ancestor. Snake. In ancient time, the snake was a wise creature, if you will. It wasn't what you would call in the Bible evil, because it's all about transformation, or a Kundalini experience, if you will. The snake is used for our medical symbol with the spine that's wrapped around the spinal. But the snake could also represent shedding away of old ways, old thoughts, old ideas, the old way of thinking, old way of living. So Leo in this season, and my pops is a Leo. His solar return day is today, right? Shedding old ways, old anything negative, just shed it, get rid of it, is what your ancestors are telling you. And everybody needs to pay attention to the things that you are passionate about. And you have to look yourself in the mirror sometime and talk to yourself and tell yourself, self, I am going to be able to create and accomplish everything that I set my mind to, as long as I follow my intuition, listen to my inner voice, my guides, my ancestors, and take heed to the messages. All right? Virgo, messages from your ancestor. Magic Guardian, unlock the magic within. So in the earth element, what I'm sensing so far as messages from the ancestors, from the earth element standpoint, there's something spiritual and mystical about you. And if you use this mysticism, this alchemy, this esoteric, this metaphysics, the herbs, if you use this here to your advantage by helping others and helping yourself as a light worker or someone, some people like to get real frowny in the face when you say the word witch. When everybody, including yourself, has a tendency, anytime that you say manifest something or you set your intent to something to do, right? You are using metaphysics and esoteric energy and alchemy. So don't worry about what people say. Manifest what you need today. Unlock the powers, the magic within you, Virgo. Don't be so traditional. That's what your guides are saying. That's what your ancestors are saying. Get out of that tradition. You're a high priest. You're a magician. You can't go and listen to man. You can't go listen to man. I'm telling you. You can't go by what some European or some Arab told you is the truth. You got to unlock that magic in you. Earth element, y'all got high priest and y'all got magician. But your ancestors are saying use it on the light side, not the dark side. And by doing so, your creative energy is going to blossom. Libra, I just told y'all. So I'm on point. See, when you say a white witch, I didn't say dark witch. You got ancestors. You got everything in this card that lets me know that during certain moon cycles, your ancestors want you to remember them. Call their names. Be the light in this dark 3D world. This 3D matrix. Be the light. And if somebody say that you a witch, tell them I'm a light worker. Tell them you a light worker. Your ancestors say, tell them you a light worker. You do light workers' work. You here to shine light and be the light in the midst of this dark ass matrix. And take advantage. And take note during the moon cycles. Because the ancients didn't have books, y'all. They didn't have Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. They didn't have none of that. They had the universe. They had nature. And that's what they usually govern themselves by, not somebody's controlling institution. Libra, your ancestor says, arrow, surround yourself with protective energy. So, Libra, that when I see this arrow, somebody, your ancestors want you to know that somebody's trying to send you negative energy. It can be evil eye. It can be somebody that's wishing ill on you, don't want you to succeed in life. Whatever it is, surround yourself with protective energy. Do cleansing, do sea salt baths, do, burn your sage, get your crystals, Libra. And your stone or energy that's associated with your house or your placement or your body or your constellation is jasper, whether it's red, brown, yellow, or green, or the blue, or the purple. It's all about get you some jasper. All right, Libra, get you some jasper. Wear it around your neck. If you want me to create one for you, I do that all day, every day. That's what I do. All right? But yeah, surround yourself with protective energy because somebody is throwing negative energy. It ain't going to hit you, especially as long as you are surrounding yourself with positive energy. Focus on your passion, things that you are passionate about. That's going to be helpful in your protection as well. All right. Sag, ancestors' message. Water guardian. So we got two guardians on the table. We got water guardian and we got the mirror guardian. No, we got 3, 4. We got magic guardian and we got fire guardian. Look at table so far. You got a guardian here, a guardian here, a guardian here. So there's protection because y'all have to realize a lot of us don't talk to our ancestors. I talk to mine daily. And when you don't talk to your ancestors and your guide, and you get caught up in this 3D world, then people start throwing negative energy and you're wondering why things is delayed in your life or not happening. It's simply because you are not paying attention to your inner voice. You're not following your intuition. You're not listening to what spirit or your guides or your ancestors is trying to say. You're ignoring the messages and the red flags. And Sagittarius with this water guardian, it's all about emotions. Connect with your emotions. Open up more. Don't be so dried out. I know you've dealt with some snakes along the way, right? But your ancestors saying, open up that emotions. When you open up or connect to emotions, that's when you are making yourself vulnerable. Whether it's you or somebody else, because somebody is shedding their old ways. And if you are not emotional or your heart chakra is closed, you need to start taking a look at yourself in the mirror. And sometimes it may not be whether somebody is sending negative energy or not, because you're protected from that. And as long as you're walking in truth, justice, righteousness, we call ma'at, reciprocity, or what have you, then you're okay. Capricorn, message from the ancestors for Capricorn. Animal guardian, we got 5 guardians, so we got a lot of protection out here. Okay, so Capricorn, trust your instincts. You know, animals, they have this here instinct that when it's getting ready to storm, or if it's going to be a hurricane, a tsunami, or what have you, They got this instinct, this sixth sense, seventh sense, or what have you, that they'll start migrating to a safe place. Because you always notice after the storms and so on and so forth, animals return. They return to their normal habitat. So you could make sure, Capricorn, that you pay attention to animals around you, because there could be messages. See the aisle up here? There could be messages coming through the animals around you, if you have animals around you, right? Aquarius. So we got 5 protection energies, 5 ancestors on the tables protecting us for 5 different reasons. Aquarius, mountains, stand your ground. I don't care what your ancestors want you to know, Aquarius, regardless of what that challenge is, whatever you're facing. Don't give in. Don't give up. Just stand your ground. As they say, 10 toes down. I stand my ground. Don't be afraid. Be the light. Call on your ancestors. Call on your guides, but stand your ground. Don't worry about what's hidden. Take mental notes of things around you. Follow your intuitive gifts. And you'll be safe and you'll be okay. But definitely stand your ground. Don't operate out of that energy of fear that we saw. All right, Pisces, take us home. 4 corners. Look at that. We got guardians at each corner. So we got 6 guardians. So there's a lot of protective energy for the soul tribe through this channel, with Pops leading the way today. Letting you know, air guardian, shift your perspective. Listen, if you're an air sign or of the air element, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, your ancestors is telling you, you need to see things from a different perspective. I'm getting hangman energy, right? I'm getting even hermit energy. Get out of your head. Get out of that 8 sword and get out of that 9 sword. Even get out of that 10 sword. Stay away from the swords right now, because you got to trust and connect with your emotions. You got to use your instincts. You got to follow your intuition. And that's even to all of us. Bottom of the deck. Seer. See beyond the current situation. So I see why they've been saying what they've been saying, because overall, there's something that y'all may not see. And what you see, you got to see and look beyond that. Because what you might be looking at may not be reality. See beyond the current situation. Sometimes your ancestors are saying, sometimes things may seem like it's this way, or it may seem like it's that way. And you're trying to rationalize and make decisions based upon what you think, as based on just what you see at the surface. But behind the surface, when you peel the layers back, because energy is presented in layers, but when you peel the layers back, you get a different perspective of the current situation, meaning that there's more to what it is that you know. All right? And that's to everybody. What should we be focused on? What does our ancestors want us to focus on? What our guides want us to focus on when it comes down to our purpose? Let's see what message, spirit, what we have here. Guides, ancestors, pots. What do we have here? All right. We got 2. We're going to use both of them. Aries. Somebody might be a tarot reader here. Aries. Oracle cards. You are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others using oracle messages, oracle cards. What I got out here on the table. Everybody don't have that gift. And it's definitely a gift from your ancestors, from your guides. All you got to do is download it. So somebody, oracle cards, not so, it said oracles. Oracle cards, you can, some people say tarot, but yeah, I get it. But oracle cards is different than tarot. Oracles, you have to be in touch and in tune with the universe and source, or your guides or your ancestors. It can't be none of that commercial approach to it. Nope. Everybody don't have the gift of discerning, that you can just touch something or see something or feel something and you interpret it, right? That's very important. Somebody need to, you're able to take cards and get and download messages and receive downloads messages from the universe and your ancestors. Taurus, trust. It goes back to what we was reading, what I was talking about earlier with fear. You can't be in this energy of trust and be in the energy of fear at the same time. Trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. So Taurus, whatever it is about what you want to do long term, as far as your career, your ancestors is telling you, trust your feelings and your dreams, because they're going to guide you to the right path that you need to be on. All right? Gemini, counseling. There might be somebody out here you heal with your kind words, wise advice, and empathetic ear. Some of y'all are just good listeners. Somebody's just a good listener. So this is what you need to be focused on. Not everybody, but all of us, in a sense, the things that you've healed from, the things that you've overcome as humans, learning lessons down here. Now your words, your kind words, and your wise advice from these experiences, and an open ear of empathy, not sympathy. Some of y'all might need to go into the business of being a counselor, just listening to people's problems and giving them wise advice and an empathetic ear. And it's going to heal a lot of people with what you tell them. Cancer, nutrition. Cancer, you got the health card earlier. Yeah, you did. I think I can remember that. Your conduct healing work. You conduct healing work with your culinary skills. So some of y'all are herbalists, right? There are recipes that if you get involved, I'm not talking to everybody. I'm only talking to the people that whatever I'm saying resonate with you, regardless of what your zodiac is. But you do certain mixtures of herbs or what have you. This could be passed down through your ancestral lineage. And these things can come to you. You just need to, how can I say, ignite a passion for it. So, some people call them root workers. Some people call them whole foods or herbalists or what have you. You just have something about dealing with herbs and spices and seasonings and vegetables and grains and things of this nature. Root work. You understand what I'm saying? This is what somebody should be doing, or this is what you can focus on, and it could make you a very healthy career. All right? Leo, it's in your season. Dad is a Leo. Somebody's shedding skin. Look, somebody's a healer. You see what I'm saying? Somebody is a healer, Leo. And some of y'all may be able to take oracle cards and listen to people's problems, and then take oracle cards and then even give them little tips on different herbs and spices or ancient ancestral remedies to help people out and to help them to heal, because you have a spiritual gift of healing and a desire to share with others. So that's just plain and simple. For those of you, there's a lot of people out here who have gifts that they didn't go to colleges and universities to learn them, or they didn't go to some religious institution to learn. It was just naturally and instinctively in them. And you just started doing. It's like my son. I didn't even know for years that my granddad was a barber. But I did know that my dad used to hang around the barber shop, and he loved going to the barber shop every Saturday. He used to love going to the barber shop. My son cuts hair. He has a barber shop, right? I taught my son how to cut. It wasn't something that I went to school, nor did my son go to school for until later. But it was just something natural. Some of y'all got natural gifts, and it can help sustain you. I don't care what the economy is. I don't care what's going on, because these are all natural gifts here. And they're going to be helpful to a lot of people, especially to the masses going forward. Some of y'all need to see beyond the current. Whatever it is that your life is like right now, trust me, for some of y'all, it's going to change as you go and mature on this here soul's journey. Virgo, something about children. What you need to be focused on are your purpose. You might be able, you got the skills in the trade. Natural skills and trades are helping children. Your life purpose involves helping and teaching and healing children. Somebody has this desire. They just love kids. Spirit say, just trust in the universe. Listen to your guides. Listen to your ancestors and follow your intuition. And you'll be protected. You just got to see beyond your current situation. So if you have that desire, some of y'all just know, y'all just got that magic touch with kids. Kids just flock to you. Kids just come and want to be around you and ask you questions, right? Because they can sense how grounded and how open you are. And you, like I said, with some of y'all as a counselor, people just feel comfortable with telling you shit. And in this case, it's children. It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. It's hard to talk to grown folks these days. But it's for something. It's something about when children sit down and they listen to their parents or they listen to their elders. Some of y'all got a gift of getting these kids in this day and time. If you can get them in one spot and sit down and listen, that's your gift. That's a gift. Libra. Practice. Okay, you sitting on top of white witch. Be the light. It says practice. Polish your skills by practicing regularly. Okay, let me tell you something, Libra. There's this here energy around you that if you just where my hand?